What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Back again on the RSV4. I've been riding a lot because, you know, I told you guys it's kind of like my daily-ish. The R1M used to be the daily, but I've been dailying that bike for about 2 years, so time for a new daily. And they're both very loud and obnoxious. So this one is definitely louder though. It's just nice out today, and me and the boys wanted to ride. Oh, look at that! RSV4 1100 got 1100 miles, like exactly on the dot. For today's video, it's not going to be just a random vlog. Well, it is going to be a vlog, but also I actually have a topic to talk about. We're bringing back one of the OG videos, which I used to do all the way back when I started my YouTube channel. I think I started doing that even before like I started taking YouTube seriously. Like I made a couple of those videos and I kind of kept doing them with the other bikes that I got. And it's the 5 things that I like about this bike. I'll probably do in another video the 5 things I don't like about this bike, but for this video I'm literally like, I don't have anything kind of like planned out or like memorized or have a script. I'm just gonna like go based on like how I feel. The first and foremost thing, obviously, with this bike is the sound. I mean, what the... That was so nice. That was a really cool Ferrari. It's really hard to beat the sound of this bike. I mean, I don't think anyone can hate on the sound of this. Especially with that SC Projects exhaust. That's like, I feel like that this bike has to come with an SC Projects. The Acro doesn't sound too bad, I'm not gonna lie. Like the bike still has a really nice tone to it, but the SC just like brings it back alive. It's amazing. But if you do want some little bit not obnoxious as the SC, the Acro doesn't sound bad at all. Like the tone of the bike itself, the engine, especially the 1100 factory, not just the regular RSV4s, because you know that 1100 engine just has such a nice tone. Like truthfully, like it's hard to beat. First and most obvious thing about this bike, second thing is the power that this bike makes. This bike comes stock from the factory with 217 horsepower. That is, besides the V4R, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments if there's a bike that makes more power than this. This is the most powerful NA engine super bike, because the V4s, oh, they're going this way. Yeah, the V4s make about 215. They used to be 213, I think. And no, I think they used to be 214. And the brand new one that my friend is riding right here is 215 and a half. Oh yeah, baby. But yeah, this bike makes 217 horsepower stock. So you can only imagine with the exhaust tune and all that, it's making way more. R1 I think makes 195, and the new V4 makes 215.5, which is very close, but still, this is a 2019-2020 model, and they're making this type of power. The only bike that I know of that is more nice, that could have been in my tire. Yeah, the V4R is the only bike that makes more power than this one, that is not supercharged or anything like that, which is 221 I believe for the V4R. All right, so number 3 with this bike that I was very surprised with is the technology, honestly. Like, look at that active lean angle. I did not expect that from this bike, you know. It has that, it has cruise control, which also really caught me off guard. The only bikes that I know of that have cruise control are the S1000RR, the BMWs, the new ZX10s, and this bike. These are the only bikes that come with, you know, all that stuff. Lean angle and cruise control. Other than that, you know, traction control, wheel control, all that stuff is kind of like to be expected from these bikes, because most of the newer leader bikes have like slide control or slide assists and, you know, wheel control, traction control, a lot of that stuff. So it's nothing unique, but definitely like kind of surprised me when I saw that, especially the cruise control. I feel like that's such a nice feature that not many bikes have, which is really nice, because sometimes like if you're going on a long ride with just straight on the freeway, you're kind of like like, you know, you don't want to be on the throttle all the time. It's kind of like annoying, so it's nice having that feature every now and then. I really like this screen, like even turning it off and on, that and all the lights and all that. I think it looks cool. Could have been a bit smoother, but like, I didn't expect this much from an Aprilia. That's what I'm saying. You know, I expected, because this bike is mainly like kind of like a track bike. You know what I mean? Everyone says that it's such a like good track machine. It's like a smaller frame, all that stuff. Which leads me to the 4th topic, is that this bike is actually really easy to ride. Unlike, for example, the R1 has its own like quirky features and stuff like that, where, you know, you got to get used to the clutch and the power band, and it's, you know, it's very like different because of that cross-plane engine, and it's different. You don't just get on and you're like, oh yeah, it's pretty much just the same bike, just, you know, a different name, kind of like it's similar. For example, the ZX10, the S1000, the Hondas, Suzuki's, those are all like very similar bikes, unlike the R1 and these bikes. This one is unique and different, but at the same time it is really easy to ride. Let's not talk about this issue. This is supposed to be a video for, you know, the things I like about this bike. The bike still doesn't start for whatever reason. I've tried everything that I know could be an issue, and it wasn't that. But yeah, so number 4 is just the fact that this is a very easy bike to ride. You know, there's like not much to it, and it feels like really good for, it feels really good for such an easy bike to ride. It doesn't feel complicated. It's very like simple and to the point. You know, you don't need to, like the Ducatis feel different, like the way they handle, the way they feel. This one just feels normal, but like with a unique exhaust sound and a lot of power. Those are the 4 things that kind of like stick out the most to me when I think about like the best things about this bike. First thing, obviously the sound. This is pretty much why I got this bike. Second thing is how powerful this bike is, like crazy. Even before I tuned, like bone stock, this bike was pretty powerful. Third thing is the electronics, like all the things I didn't expect this bike to have. Like another thing I forgot to mention, like you guys see here, it says A Racing, which is Aprilia Racing, and that's pretty much because the bike is tuned. So when you tune the bike, you get that little, like, you know, it's the little details, the cool little things like that, like the little Aprilia in red, like the 1100 factory on the triple clamp, upper triple clamp. Like there's a lot of things about it that like are like, wow, like I'm glad they thought about, like, you know, these little things. And number 4 was just how easy of a bike it is to ride for being such a powerful bike. I forgot my vest, so we're going back to the shop to grab it. I was like, I'm forgetting. I left here and I was like, what am I forgetting? messing with the settings and changing the wheel control. I want to see like which one is better for like kind of like taking off. But with this one, I felt a lot of like power cutting. All right, let's get to the third. Well, the third. I'm way far behind. Let's get to the last point, the fifth point about this bike. And the fifth thing, like, so I mentioned again the 4 things that I like about this bike. So sort of like the 4 main things. The fifth one is like not a major thing, but in my opinion, I like how the RSV4 factory is kind of like, unlike the new one, it's the only one that comes looking like this. You know what I mean? Like obviously the RSV4 too, but the older gens, I was like, what is he doing? The older gens which is the 2020 and older before they did the new revised update. And that's also the reason why I went with the older one, just because I think they look more aggressive, and the fact that there is no 600 in their class. Back then Aprilia's only had the RSV4 and the RSV4 factory for their super sports, and that gives them like more of a, you know, like unique look, like just like how when you look at a Ducati and see it's red, you know, it's like a red Ducati, it resembles like that brand. And I feel like the older Aprilias had this RSV4 and RSV4 factory, which are both like known to be very fast, powerful bikes. The problem with the newer generations is that because of the RS660, which looks very, very similar to the new RSV4 factory, like it kind of like took away that like presence of the bike, that the bike is like looks very aggressive, and they did make a little bit more round and all that. I haven't ridden that bike. It would be nice to do a review on it to see like how the power feels, because they do make the same power, but I've heard that the power delivery is a little different and all that. And of course I do like the newer updated headlights. That's the problem with this bike. I don't think you guys can see it from like right here, but you guys know how like the headlights look on this bike. They're not the most aggressive. They're pretty like round, and it's not round, they're outdated. The newer ones are updated. They have the new beautiful like LED headlights and all of that. Woo, these pops though. But the problem with them is that they made the bike look more round, very similar to the RS660. So that's like the fifth and last thing, is just that the fact that this bike has its like presence, you know. It's the original kind of like, not original, but it's like the original powerful factory ape, the 1100 factory, because this is the first year where they made the 1100 factory, 2019. So technically this review is for like the 2019 2020s. They're very like similar, and you know, the color scheme on it and everything, just all black. It just looks very like mean, and you know, it's like a scary fast bike. The new ones, that like they took away from that, and that's the thing, the problem with them. I'm trying to think if there's any like bonus things that I like about this bike. I'm probably just like too used to the bikes already. I mean, I've only put on like almost 1,000 miles on it, because if you guys don't know, I bought this bike with like 200 miles on it. It's pretty much brand new. But yeah, almost put 1,000 miles on it, so I'm more able to give it like a better review. Yeah, we'll talk about there's obviously things that I don't like about this bike, which we'll talk about in another video I'll make about this bike, and mention the things that I'm not a big fan of when it comes to the Aprilias. But yeah, those are the 5 things that I do like about this bike. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys in the next one. We didn't end up going to like a meet or anything. We're just cruising around, you know, aimlessly, just because it's kind of nice out. Let me show you guys how easy it is to use the cruise control. That's literally it. As simple as that. And you can adjust it going down or up in speed too. Like it's a full-on functioning, just like a regular, pretty much car, cruise control. Super easy and nice to use. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If I missed any of the things, like if anyone owns an Aprilia or an RSV4 factory, or you know, other RSV4s, or even the newer ones, let me know like what they have updated. What in the world is this guy doing? Just stops right in the middle. Yeah, let me know in the comments if I have missed any things that you guys like about this bike. And also let me know if you have like a different model, if you have like different things and features that I'm not aware of with Aprilias, because again, I'm not as familiar with Aprilias. This is like my first Aprilia, and I was never like kind of like big on Aprilias until like I owned this one. I've always thought they sounded cool, but I never kind of like looked too much into them. So again, I don't have too much experience with them, but in my opinion, it's like an amazing underrated bike. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out and ride safe.